everybody, and welcome to Sundown Slashers. Yes, it's once again the time of the year. It's Halloween, so it's time to play through a horror game. And Wolpertinger Miniatures were kindly enough to provide some outstanding models, which will now serve as main antagonists for this game. Here we've got the Bilwis. The Bilwis is a spirit, and it's rooted in German mythology. It's a spirit hovering above ground with razor-sharp metal claws, and according to lore, the Bilwis only spoils the grains. However, in this game, the background is a little bit more brutal because the Bilwis has abducted one of the villagers and now tortures that villager to no end. Right here in this wonderful Iron Maiden. And to make things worse, a pair of giant maggots will crawl around, harassing everyone crawling near enough or close enough to the maggots. So to get their villager back, a couple of angry villagers have gathered and are now ready to hunt down the Bilwis and to rescue their comrade. Let's see whether their plan works out. Right, so scattered across the table, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 jump scare markers, making for a moderate difficulty. Hidden behind here is the Iron Maiden. And the villagers need to decipher 6 clue markers in order to figure out how to unlock the Iron Maiden and how to get their comrade out of there, all while trying to fend off the Bilwis. So let's go for the protagonists of the game. We've got Armin, who can fall into a Berserker rage and who has designated his comrade Bjorn as his bodyguard. Bjorn is perfect for this job as he is kind of a tanky character. Then there is Cedric, who is a quite tough marksman with his crossbow. And there is Dusk, who comes with a couple of followers. He is able to coordinate around. So, the game is set up. Let's go. So, here we go. The maggots have been placed behind here, which is already pretty close to the villagers. The jump scares already moved off screen. And here around the corner is the first clue marker for the villagers to decipher. So let's get them there. Simply by moving all of them around. Da-dup, da-dup. Da-dup, da-dup. And yeah, great. I'm just realizing my first mistake here. The maggots behind here can only be attacked in melee. So here we've got the archers. Well. Time to unleash the archers. Yeah, right. you know I've got music in your ear, congratulations. So they all get to move here. And well, yes, that looks like a good first turn for the villagers. And the maggots are getting closer. They are fast, so they can perform 2 movement actions. And here they come. And yes, that pretty much was the first turn. With the jump scares all in this half of the gaming area, I've shifted the camera and start by moving the jump scares. This one moves into this direction. Remember, they all move into the direction the 6th phase is showing. This one moves over here. And yeah, well, on a 1 and a 6 they don't move at all. The one behind here moves, yeah, somewhere behind here. This would take him out. This would take him out, so it gets replaced randomly. 2, 2, that's roughly here, I guess. Let's see whether my eyes work. Here and okay, this looks good. And last but not least, the one behind there moves into the direction here. Okay. Now let's get back to the villagers. Yeah, the jump scare is in reach to actually move not randomly but determined. Okay, for the moment I'll start with Cedric. Cedric is going to charge the maggots. Yes, he covers more than 3 inch, so he gets a bonus of +1 against the maggots. A bonus of +1 on each die rolled. For his duel score, I select a 4 and pray for the best. The maggots get a random duel score of 5. Okay, so let's roll Cedric's dice. 3, 3, and 1. And that's 2 damage, so the maggots are out for the moment. Very good. And now let's move all the others. Let's get here between the buildings. And you, sir, too, sir, deserve a movement too. Somewhere around here. You get to move. You are the tank, you are the defender, you move here. And you guys may jump into the fray whenever possible. Alright. Alright, let's start with this jump scare. This one moves straight here, becoming a dangerous one. One of the jump scares is behind this building. I'm just rolling for a random movement for it. And it moves somewhere further back. Let's check for these two. This one moves into that direction. It's here. And that one 5 inches this way. Alright. It's roughly here off the field. That's okay. The maggots have spawned behind there, and they move directly towards the villagers. With speed, so that they get right here into the field. And yeah, it's the villagers' turn. Make some space so I can put the camera here. And I start off with Bjorn. This one's Bjorn, the tank. As he is within 4 inches to the jump scare, he triggers the jump scare. Now let's see. Bjorn selects a duel score of 3, trying to resist. The jump scare has got a 1, which counts as a 2. So the scare score is at 8. So Bjorn needs to resist an 8 up to 3 times, hopefully. That's a 9, not resisted. That's a 7, that's 1 resist. And a 4, no resist. So 1 resist means the model receives 1 insanity. Okay, I'll handle this later. And the slasher is placed within 4 inches to the one activating or triggering the jump scare. Yes, great. So what do? We do a charge. Bjorn charges the slasher before the slasher charges into anyone else. However, Bjorn has got 1 point of insanity, so he needs to make an insanity check to see whether he can actually fight, and yes, he can. He goes for a duel score of, screw it, 4. And the slasher goes for a 2, so the slasher attacks first. Scoring none. Scoring 1 hit. 2 plus 4 and the Bilwis is Hellbent, so he gets another +1, so that's a 7. So Bjorn loses 1 health, 1 toughness, and receives 1 point of insanity. Awesome. Now Bjorn may attack back, scoring 2 hits. That's okay. Bringing the slasher down to 2. Alright. But that was Bjorn's activation. Now the slasher may activate the Bilwis. And the Bilwis just strikes back, of course. Screw it. Bjorn goes for a 2 as his duel score. The Bilwis for a 3. Bjorn rolls his dice, rolling just 1. In the previous duel, I forgot Bjorn's got a shield, and he's got heavy armor. 2 things I forgot. I have to take this into account from now on. So the slasher attacks on a 3. Wait, no, Bjorn has scored 1 hit, taking the Bilwis down to 1 toughness. The slasher scores 1 hit. 3 + 6 is 9, plus another one is 10. However, Bjorn has got a shield, so the hit needs to be re-rolled. 3 + 3 + 1 Hellbent, -1 heavy armor, so no hit for the Bilwis. Great. Yeah, it's a little bit mathy sometimes, but the math is weak on this one. This follower charges into melee with the Bilwis and attacks the Bilwis on a on a 4, on a 5, on a 5, on a 5. Come on, let's do it. The Bilwis attacks on a 4. That's 2 hits from the Bilwis. However, the follower has got a shield, so 1 hit needs to be re-rolled, but it's still a hit. So the follower's taken out. For 2 hits, the follower would have received 2 points of insanity. However, as Bjorn already has got insanity, he needs to pass an insanity check in order to not get any more. And he doesn't. Good. Let's do the same game with the other follower. And this time the follower attacks on a 3. The Bilwis on a 6. Let's hope the best for the follower. 2, 3 + 1, 4. That's 1 hit for the follower. So the Bilwis has just lost his last point of toughness. However, now the Bilwis strikes back on a 6, eliminating the second follower. And once again, Bjorn has to pass an insanity test, which he doesn't, and he immediately gains another point of insanity. Poor Bjorn. Well. Now the question. should I move Armin into melee as well and risk the worst? Then again, Armin is a tough fighter, so yes, he can totally do it. He charges into melee, attacking on a 3. The Bilwis fights back on a 2. That's so incredible. Yes, 3 hits for the Bilwis. This robs Armin of the 2 toughness he has got and makes him go down. For the 3 damage, he receives 3 points of insanity. And Bjorn has to pass an insanity check, which he fails, and receives another point of insanity. Yay! Alright. Not good. Not good at all. Let's see what happens on the other side of the building. There are some dudes left on the map, so let's move them here. As the Bilwis is in base-to-base contact, or in melee, if you want to put it like this, the archers can opt to not shoot into melee, and no, they won't, because they don't want to kill their own their own body. So they just move closer, and well, let's leave it like that. The turn was exciting enough. Alright, the jump scares have moved off screen, and to make things worse, the Maggots have come closer. I'm starting the turn with Armin, and just to check whether he recovers, he does. However, at 3 insanity, the question is, what else does he do? He tries to attack the Bilwis. He succeeds at his insanity check. So he attacks on a 3? Question mark? On a 3. Come on, let's do it. And the Bilwis attacks on a 5. So that's 1 hit, 2 hit, 2 hits, and plus 1. 3 hits against the Bilwis. The Bilwis is eliminated for now. Very good, very good. So Bjorn sits out the situation and catches breath. Dusk moves towards the pillar. Cedric gets in here too, and the 3 followers gather. And yeah, well, a short turn for now. So during the previous turn, I have forgotten the Bilwis screams during each upkeep, raising the insanity for each character within 6 inch to the Bilwis. And that's why both of them now are at 4. The jump scare markers have moved off screen, they are far away for now. However, the Maggots are still there. Let's see, what do I do? catching breath with Armin, which leads to the Maggots doing their first movement around here and the second attacking the closest character, which is Armin, who has to check whether he may fight back, and he may. So he smashes the Maggots on a 2. The Maggots fight back on a 2. Armin scores no hit. However, as he wields a two-handed weapon, he may reroll each die not scoring a hit, and so he scores at least 1 hit against the Maggots. And the Maggots score 1 hit too. So the Maggots are turned down. Armin once again goes to the ground and receives another point of insanity. Alright. So Bjorn catches breath, which is okay. Behind here, the villagers have gathered at the first clue token, and Dusk tries to decipher the inscriptions on the token. To do so, he puts his risk die on a... Let's take the risk, on a 4. No, wait a second. First I have to determine the difficulty. 1 and 2 is easy, 3, 4, medium, 5, 6, hard, so 3, 4. So Dusk needs to get 2 successes for deciphering the inscriptions, and let's keep it on a 4. 1, 2, 3. Great. So basically Dusk has deciphered everything. That's okay, so let's remove it, but he receives 3 points of stress for doing so. Great. Or not so great, depending on the situation. Cedric moves over here, and the 3 archers get into a somewhat protective position. And that was that. Alright, so we've got a jump scare behind this building here. It's somewhere on the very far side here, which didn't move. This jump scare moves here, this direction roughly, through the field, and that one is within proximity of the archers, so it moves 5 inch towards the archers. No. Let's check for the Maggots whether they get up, and yes they do. And let's check for Armin whether he gets up. Yes he does. So let's see whether Armin can attack the Maggots. Yes, he passes his insanity check. Awesome. And once again he attacks on a 2. The Maggots try to fight back on a 1. So they get to roll first, don't score any hit at all. And Armin fights back. That's one hit. These two may be rerolled. It's 2 hits against the Maggots. So the Maggots are off. For now. For now. Bjorn once again catches breath. And yeah. We've got a couple of archers back here. I'll happily remove the well so you can see what's happening. We've got a couple of archers here. And the first one is within 4 inches to the jump scare marker. So I'll activate this one, triggering the jump scare. He tries to defend on a 4. It's risky, but it's a follower. I have to take that risk. The jump scare rolls a 3, which counts as a 3. So that's technically a result of 9. But it's lower than the 4. So this guy does not resist at all. And the Bilwis is immediately in attack range. As the follower has a two-handed ranged weapon, it doesn't have any melee weapon, so he cannot attack in melee. He could only try to move away, which he does. Then the Bilwis gets to retaliate. So the follower may try to avoid damage. Oh boy, let's try it on a 2. It's roughly a 50-50 chance to avoid any damage. And the Bilwis attacks on a 4. So let's roll for the follower. The follower rolls a 5, which is the necessary result to prevent all incoming damage. So no damage by the Bilwis. Good result, very good result. Moves 4 inches roughly here. And fire. Shoots on a 3. The Bilwis tries to avoid damage on a 4. That's too slow. Right. 2 dice. It's 1 hit. That's a 3. Okay. No, the Bilwis attacks, and he attacks the nearest character, or if there are any of them within the same distance, just as these two, he attacks the weakest one, which is this one. This one may only try to avoid damage on a 3. The Bilwis attacks on a 4. That's a 7. Good job. Good job, dear follower. And this one hasn't activated yet, so it tries to move away. Trying to avoid damage on a 2. The Bilwis attacks on a 6. Ooh. And he scores 2 times an 8. That leaves a little space for the Bilwis to actually cause damage. And yes, the Bilwis does not cause any damage at all. Very nice. So let's move here and attack the Bilwis on a on a 4. The Bilwis tries to avoid damage on a 4 and scores 2 times a 10. Leaves some space to cause damage, and the 9 causes a point of damage. Good job, guys. Right, let's see. What else do we have? We've got this guy. Moving here. Attacking the Bilwis on a 5. Screw it, let's do it. The Bilwis tries to avoid damage on a 2 and doesn't score a single defense. So the archer scores 2 hits. And last but not least, almost last but not least, we still got Cedric and Dusk. Cedric, oh boy, I'm playing with ammunition. I forgot the rolls for these guys for the ammunition. This one, they each jam their weapons on a 6, and this one, okay. Okay, Cedric fires at the Bilwis and actually uses his special attack, where he doesn't cause damage, but instead immobilizes the spirit. So he wants to score as many hits as possible, but still before with a slight chance before the spirit actually defends anything. And the spirit is too slow to defend. So fire. Great. Yeah, that's 1 hit. So for 1 turn, the Bilwis does not get to move. And Cedric receives 2 dice for jamming weapons, and yes, his weapon jams. Okay. And last but not least, we've got Dusk, who may shoot and who will shoot at the Bilwis, however with a -3. So technically he needs a very high duel value, the duel score, in order to score any hit at all. And the Bilwis, of course, tries to avoid the damage. On a 7, The Bilwis avoids all incoming damage. So let's just check for a jamming weapon, and yes, even Dusk's weapon jams. Now that's some very bad rolls here actually. Right, but then again, the turn is over. Right, so off screen the jump scare markers moved, and another pair of maggots have spawned and are approaching the scene. During the upkeep, the Bilwis screams, causing the villagers to go insane. Step by step. Okay, let's see what I can do. This guy here checks whether he may shoot. Close, but yes. He shoots on a 3. The Bilwis checks whether he may... No, he may not. Try to avoid damage. So... that's 1 hit. Wait. Yeah, 1 hit. The Bilwis goes down. And Bilwis, no, it would be the Bilwis' turn, however, it cannot do anything at all for now. So the second villager checks whether he may act. Yes, shooting at the Bilwis and shooting it out of the game. Dusk catches breath by losing a point of insanity. Cedric catches breath, losing a point of insanity. And this follower catches breath too, losing a point of insanity. So we've still got these two buddies here. Bjorn catches breath. Armin catches breath. What a quick and easy turn. Good, good. Alright, this is going to be a quick turn. The jump scare markers moved in the background. These two guys catch breath. And maybe you've noticed the maggots are coming closer. So these 3 guys catch breath, removing their insanity. Dusk is still stressed and lowers his stress. And 3 down to a 2. And Cedric reloads his crossbow. Right, that's that. What a short turn. I've got a feeling I need the melee combatants somewhere near the rest of the troop. So this one moves closer. Armin checks whether he may act. No, he may not. Oh, totally forgot. Before Armin acts, the maggots get to act. And the maggots charge this follower. The follower may try to avoid damage and does so on a 3. The Maggots attack on a 1. Oh, this should be low enough. But they get a +1 for charging, so they score a hit. And the follower receives a point of insanity. To make things worse, during the jump scare phase, a jump scare marker moved here around the corner, which just happens to be within 4 inches to Cedric. So Cedric activates. Let's draw him out. And tries to resist on a 2. The jump scare rolls a 3, which counts as a 2. So Cedric does not resist at all. And once again, the Bilwis spawns on 4 points of toughness. Cedric gets to attack the Bilwis with a one-handed hand weapon, and he attacks on a 4, whereas the Bilwis slashes back on a 2. It's an 8. That's a 6 + 1 Hellbent 7. That's 2 hits. And yeah, 2 hits. And Cedric in turn scores 1 hit. All right. It's 2 hits for Cedric. It's 2 points of insanity. And the already somewhat insane follower needs to check whether he grows more insane, but no, he doesn't. Now let's see what all the others are doing. Dusk could activate and attack the Bilwis. However, with 2 points of stress, he still receives a -2 on every attack. Then again, he's got the support of Cedric, so it's only a -1. Let's do it. Cedric moves over here. Dusk moves over here and attacks the Bilwis on a 3. The Bilwis fights back on a 3 also, so they attack each other simultaneously. That's 3 hits actually by Dusk, and yeah, well, also 3 hits by the Bilwis. It's pretty bad actually, because 3 hits, well, okay, takes down the Bilwis down to 0 toughness left, but 3 hits were all Dusk was able to suffer. And due to the hits causing insanity, the guys already insane need to check whether they get more insane. The follower, no. And Cedric, also no. Good. At least there's that. Well, that was a bad turn. That was a bad turn. Also, I forgot to activate the Bilwis. The Bilwis still gets the activation, and it attacks Cedric, of course. Or does it? Well, Cedric activated the Bilwis, so yes, it attacks Cedric. Cedric fights back on... No, Cedric needs to check whether he may fight back, and yes, he may. So he attacks on a 3. The Bilwis attacks on a 1. Okay. That's 2 hits by the Bilwis. Plus 2 insanity for Cedric. And Cedric fights back. Not scoring any hit at all. Not good. Not good what's happening here. Not at all. And to make things worse, the turn is over. Awesome. Alright. Let's see whether the follower gets back up. Yes. And I need my fighters, my melee fighters, there where they belong, into the melee. So the Bilwis attacks Cedric. Cedric checks whether he may fight back. No, he cannot, so all he can do is avoid damage, or try to avoid damage, which he does on a 2. And the Bilwis attacks on a 5. Let's go, Cedric. Roll some good dice, and Cedric blocks everything. Very good, very good. Good, at least there's that. Cedric could try to get out of me. No, Cedric is mad. Has gone insane, so he cannot do anything anymore. And yeah, here are fighters trapped in. This one is not exactly in melee, he's a couple of millimeters away, so he just reloads. And yes, well, this buddy needs to defend the attack by the Maggots. Let's defend on a 4 and hope for the best. The Maggots attack on a 5. So it's an overall result of a 9. Leaves a little space to cause some damage. But the Maggots fail their attack. Great. Armin checks whether he may move. Yes, he may. Congratulations. And he moves towards the melee behind here. Okay, that was that. Alright, once again, off screen, the last jump scare moved. Bjorn is trying to get into the fray. And the Bilwis once again attacks Cedric. Though Cedric tries to fend off the Bilwis on a 3. No, wait. Cedric may not fight back, so he can only try to avoid damage. On a3, the Bilwis attacks on a5. Well, and Cedric does not fend off any damage at all. He does not roll any defense at all. The Bilwis scores 2 more hits. Those are the hits needed to finish off Cedric. Another hero gun. And does the follower get more insane through this? No, it doesn't. Okay. No, it's the hero's turn once more. This follower checks whether it may move away from the Maggots. Yes, passes the insanity test, and the Maggots get to retaliate. So follower needs to try to avoid damage, which he does on a2. The Maggots attack on a2. The follower does not score any defenses, and the Maggots score another hit, so the follower goes down, receiving another point of insanity. Oops, that was my arm. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh wait, this one's insane. The Armin may move forwards towards the Bilwis. The Bilwis has acted, so let's get the archer here and shoot the Bilwis. On a 4, the Bilwis tries to avoid damage on a 1. It fails to roll any defense. And the archer rolls 1 hit, which is enough to make the Bilwis go down. It doesn't need to reload. And the other archer takes the Bilwis out of the game. For now. Right, that was that. Hopefully the gang can get out of town within a couple of the next turns. So let's check for the follower whether he gets up. Yes, he does. Still in base contact to the Maggots. And there is 1 jump scare remaining. Yes, and it's in proximity to the villagers. So it moves directly towards the villagers, the angry villagers, but it's far away enough to not get triggered for now. So I'm moving in Bjorn to attack the Maggots. That's not exactly a charge, as Bjorn does not move 3 inches or more. Doesn't matter though. It's Bjorn attacks on a 3, the Maggots on a 2, or at least they try. Scoring 2 hits? Really? Like, really? Ringing? No, wait. Bjorn is carrying a shield, so 1 hit needs to be rerolled. That's 1 hit. Okay. At least there's something. And Bjorn may fight back. Scoring 2 hits, taking out the Maggots. For now. Turn. Armin catches breath. And let's move the archers somewhere here. And I think that looks good for now. The Maggots have spawned. Yay! As if they hadn't been nerve-wracking enough. And the jump scare moves in. So whoever activates triggers the jump scare. Pum. I'm activating this guy. It triggers the jump scare. Tries to resist on a 2. The jump scare rolls a 6, which counts as a 3, so the follower may try to resist, but he doesn't roll a single resist result, so once again the Bilwis spawns. And now what does the archer do? Tries to move away, so the Bilwis gets to retaliate. The archer tries to avoid damage on a 3. The Bilwis attacks on a 6. But the archer rolls a 7 and blocks the damage. Moves away and opens fire. On a 4, the Bilwis tries to avoid damage on a 5. So, open fire. 2 hits. Great. Now it's the Bilwis' turn. And here is a victim. The Bilwis attacks. The victim has to check whether it may fight back. And yes. No, it doesn't have a melee weapon. So it may only try to avoid damage, which it tries on a 2. And the Bilwis attacks on a 1. So that's 1 hit, as the Bilwis receives a +1 on each of his attacks. It's another point of insanity for this follower. Poor follower. Great. choose Bjorn. Bjorn attacks on a 2. Bilwis attacks on a 4. It's one hit, however Bjorn holds a grudge against the Bilwis, though that's another hit. 2 hits against the Bilwis. And the Bilwis fights back, scoring 3 hits. Technically, he has to reroll 1 hit, going down to 2. 2 hits and 2 insanity for Bjorn. The fallen follower has to check his insanity and fails. He receives another point of insanity. Armin has to check for insanity and passes the test. So here we go. The Maggots move in and attack Armin. Armin fights back on a 3. The Maggots attack on a 2. Scoring 1 hit, which is enough to have Armin go down. And his insanity raises by 1. Things actually look bad for the villagers. They look really, really bad. Oh boy. Right, so let's see whether the folks here lying on the ground get back up. Let's start with the follower. Yes. And Armin. Yes. Wonderful. So Bjorn checks whether he may attack the Bilwis. Nope. Best he can do is try to avoid damage. Which he does. On a 2, let's hope for the best. And the Bilwis fights back on a 6. Wow. Those things are getting ugly. However, Bjorn fights off everything. Good, 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 good. The Bilwis activates, attacking Bjorn, who once again tries to block all incoming damage on a 2. This worked pretty good in the turn before. The Bilwis strikes back on a 3. And Bjorn fails to roll any defenses, but still has got a shield, which might protect him. The Bilwis rolls 2 successes, has to reroll 1 of them. It's still 2 successes, so Bjorn is taken out of the game. And everyone within 4 inches who already has got insanity must pass a test. This one passed, or receive more. And this one passed. Okay. In it great. That was that. This archer fires at the Bilwis on a 4. The Bilwis tries to fend off the damage on a 3, scoring an 8. Okay. And the archer misses. Okay. The Maggots attack Armin. Armin checks whether he may fight back. He could fight back. That's okay. And he does so on a... come on a 1. And the Maggots attack on a 5. So Armin attacks first, scoring 1 hit. However, with his two-handed weapon, he gets to reroll any failed attack, and the Maggots are at least down. So now Armin may check whether he can activate. Nope, he cannot. Great. And I've got still one archer left who tries to attack the Bilwis. Come on, 2 hits needed. Just 2 hits needed on a 5, and just let's hope the Bilwis does not fend off any of this at all. However, it does. Wow. Okay, so I forgot to check for rerolls for jamming weapons for these guys. Did I act with this guy? If not, may I? Yep, technically I could. So open fire. On a 3. The Bilwis tries to defend on a 4. Too slow. 1 hit, Bilwis goes down. Okay. Yeah, well, so much for the theory. Another turn is over. Alright, the Bilwis and the Maggots come back automatically. This archer shoots at the Bilwis on a 2. Don't let him try to defend anything. Yeah, the shot failed. Alright, so the Bilwis moves over here and attacks the own comrade. This archer cannot even fight back in lack of a melee weapon, so he tries to block the damage on a 3. The Bilwis, however, attacks on a 1, scoring 2 hits, removing the archer, and Armin's insanity is raised by 1. The other archer attacks the Bilwis again on a 2. Okay, I'm on a 3. The Bilwis defends on a 3. That's a result of 9. And the archer has an 8 and a 9. That's just 1 hit. The Bilwis goes down. And the Maggots may attack Armin. Armin has to check whether he may fight back. Yes, he can fight back. And he does so on a 2. The Maggots attack on a 5. So Armin gets to attack first. Scoring 1 hit, re-rolling the failed attacks, still scoring 1 hit. Which is just enough to keep them at bay. but Armin may still activate. He passes his insanity check and smashes the Maggots. For now. So, with the Bilwis still in the game, the Maggots spawned in a corner here. And the Bilwis got up automatically. So, this archer shoots at the Bilwis on a 3. The Bilwis tries to block on a 5. So the archer gets to shoot. Fails. But at least doesn't get to reroll. And the Bilwis moves in, attacking the archer, who tries to defend on a 3. Bilwis attacks on a 4. So the archer fails to roll defenses. And the Bilwis scores 2 hits, causing the archer to go out of the game. Because that was an 4 inches. No, it was not. Okay, great. Armin checks whether he may activate. No. Armin remains a puddle of gibbering something. Yeah, well, for now. For now. Alright, the Maggots are right around the corner here and have moved closer. This archer starts by again shooting at the Bilwis on a 2. The Bilwis tries to block away the damage on a 1. It fails to roll any defenses. So the archer scores 1 hit. That's okay. So for now, Armin catches breath. Thus losing the mad state, and the next turn he may try to activate again. Great. Another turn. The Bilwis has gotten up. The Maggots are drawing closer. Once again, the archer shoots at the Bilwis on a 2, just again. No chance to defend. Just keeping the Bilwis at bay is enough. 2 hits. The Bilwis has been taken out by an archer. Awesome. And now all that's left is Armin checking whether he may activate, and yes, he may. And he wants to smash these Maggots to a glimmering pulp. So he rushes in, charges at the Maggots, and attacks by swinging his large war hammer. Maggots, vermin, they want the world for nothing. If you recognize these lines, you've seen some weird shit. That's the first hit, and just 1 hit on the Maggots. Impossible! Impossible. But at least the turn is over. Once again, Armin checks whether he may attack. Yes, he may. And this time on a 3. The Maggots try to fight back on a 5. Armin scores 1 hit, re-rolling his other dice. And here come enough hits to kick out the Maggots. And finally, no more opponents are in the field. Awesome! So, having cleared the area of the Bilwis and having read the inscriptions on the final clue marker on the final pillar, Armin and the last archer standing have deciphered everything they need to know: how to open the Iron Maiden, how to get out their friend, and how to lead him back into the village. The day is won, but at what cost? And from in front of an action shot that did not happen during the game. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did the playing. And if you liked what you've seen, please do hit the like and subscribe button for more. Until we meet again, see you around.